everyone! So this is the last week that I'll be late with my video, although I tried really hard not to be too late this time. I just finished watching, and I'm really excited that things finally picked up. I have to say my heart was definitely racing towards the end of that episode, which is just how I like to feel when I'm watching Survivor. So let's go ahead and talk about the episode. Again, spoilers if you haven't seen it yet, so stop watching now if you don't want any of this to be ruined for you. So, as I predicted, the tribe mix-up happened this week. I had also said that I thought Tasha and Cass had made the wrong decision for them to stick with Spencer, because I think that if Spencer had not ended up on the same tribe as them, that he would have had a huge opportunity to flip and would have been foolish not to. Lucky for them, the Brains tribe remained intact and pretty much in a majority, if not like totally equivalent place, plus Sarah, who's on her own, so really in a very powerful position on the new Apari tribe. So that's a great flip for the Brains tribe, even though I really kind of had lost all respect for them and like didn't really want to see them advance much further in the game. But I like to see the game getting mixed up a little bit like that. So I think it's pretty cool for them. We also have on the new Apari tribe Morgan and Jeremiah from the Beauty tribe, which isn't great for them, if only because Morgan, Jeremiah, and Alexis. And so, well, it was interesting to see the like severances in that alliance and how they were all ready to like bitch each other out. It's funny, I totally forgot Alexis in my notes, but yeah, that does change the dynamics. Very fun to see that. And then we have the Solana tribe, which is pretty much the whole Braun tribe, plus LJ and Jeffra. Not good for LJ, who I love, and my wishful thinking of having LJ and Spencer align did not happen. But we got to see a lot of these people that we hadn't seen in a while, or at all really since the season began. So I was really happy to see those dynamics happen, particularly after the reward where Solana won. So the Brains tribe lost again. I guess I should call them the Brains tribe anymore, but it was really interesting to see those dynamics, like I said, between the Beauty tribe, Morgan, Jeremiah, and Alexis. It's kind of telling that I totally forgot to mention her, like, in my notes when I wrote down the breakdown of the tribes. Anyway, that aside, they basically allowed the Brains tribe again to have all the power. So it's kind of funny, you know, I don't know how I feel. I feel like Cass and Tasha somehow ended up in these power positions without properly earning them. And now they truly are in a powerful position, and it's kind of cool to see what they'll do with it. I don't know. I can't say I'm still rooting for them. Maybe Spencer a little, but... and then we see LJ and Trish sort of form this bond over being from Massachusetts, which, I mean, I guess, you know, you have to go towards anything to figure out what you might have in common. And unfortunately, that's not the best alliance for LJ, you would think, because Trish is not really well liked and doesn't have much say in her tribe, or at least I thought she didn't have any say at all in the Braun tribe, and I thought, like, Sarah was really just using her for her own benefits last week. But it's also the best person to have, because you want to find the people who are at the bottom who are willing to make a move. And clearly, Trish was all too happy to make a move with LJ. I just wasn't confident in her ability to actually pull it off with the numbers. But other things that happened at the reward... Oh, I love this. I can't believe I didn't mention it earlier. But Sarah outed Morgan when she said, oh, who picked the rice over the idol? That was great. And that it's true that Morgan pulled it off beautifully at the beginning. But those kinds of lies get back to you. And that's not good news for Morgan, for all you fans of Morgan out there. And then we have the immunity challenge. Cool challenge. A lot of brawn involved for sure. I loved seeing Apari win, although I have to, like, sidebar say that they kind of pat themselves on the back too much when they do win. I know that it hasn't happened often, but they're like, yeah, like, we communicated so well, woohoo, you know, but, like, they didn't. It was a pretty close game. Like, yeah, they did communicate well, but it's, you know, I don't think they should get overconfident just yet. But it's cool that they won. I'm happy for them. I can't say that. But yeah, bad news for LJ, like really bad news for LJ. Obviously, like with this whole gotta get the strongest person out first mentality, like LJ's on the chopping block. LJ's a threat, so he's going home first. That was those were Cliff's words, and my immediate thought was, yes, the idol's going to be played. He has to play it and flip things. It's going to be like huge blindside, amazing. It's going to be great. But then, like, somehow, and he was smart. Audrey was really smart. He was like, I'm going to, like, take my idol, and I'm going to wait and see what happens at Tribal, who says what. And Tony didn't say much. They flashed him a lot during Tribal Council, but he really didn't open his mouth. And when he did open his mouth, he was kind of reassuring. He basically suggested that, like, things might change. And so, I mean, my breath stopped at that moment when Jeff asked if anyone was going to play the idol. I really thought LJ should play it. I thought he had no, I didn't think Tony was going to flip. Like, it didn't make sense to me because Tony wants to be in this, like, power position. I know he doesn't love Cliff, but, like, now he's kind of, like, at the bottom of that 4. I guess he thinks that he might align back with Sarah later, and then they'd be a 5. Like, it could work. But anyway, super surprised that Tony actually flipped. Really glad that LJ still has his idol. Kind of ironic that they're always so paranoid about the idol. They're like, oh, should we split the votes, la la. And like this one time, nope, no mention of the fact that they might have the idol, so they didn't even try to split the votes. But yeah, I was like so surprised. Clearly, Lindsey and Woo were really surprised. I really don't like Lindsey. Like, I thought I would. I kind of liked her vibe at the beginning, but she just complains a lot. And, like, I don't love Trish either, but she just bitches about Trish, like, so much. What did Trish really do to her? Like, I don't know what that preview was about, like, emotional breakdown. I'm just really not a fan of Lindsey, and I'm kind of glad. Like, I hope she goes next, if that tribe goes back to Tribal. I like Woo. I still like Woo. Woo just got into, like, the too comfortable zone. But I understand how he got there, I guess. I'm still curious to see what he would have done if the Braun tribe had actually lost, and if he would have gone along with Sarah to vote Cliff out, because it seemed like Cliff and he were pretty tight at that point. So I don't know what's going to happen next week. I think that if I want to call it the Braun tribe, but if the Solano tribe goes back to Tribal, I want Lindsey to go. And if the Apari tribe goes back to goes to Tribal, assuming it's going to be one of the beauty members, probably Morgan or Alexis. But I think Alexis at this point is a great person to take all the way to the end. So I would put my money on Morgan. Morgan, Lindsey, that's my assumption for the logical voting out, but nothing logical necessarily happens on Survivor, so we shall see. I'll see you guys next week, back on Eastern time, and I can't wait to read all your comments as usual. Bye.